Hey everybody, welcome back to Andrina's Creations. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to design and assemble the new template called the AK Rose Holder. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make them using Cricut. You're going to see how easy this is, so let's get started. For your materials, you're going to need solid core cardstock, now white core. I do recommend 110 pound, 100 pound, or 80 pound. This is the pack from Michaels, and it comes in a variety of colors, but like I said, it's thick cardstock, not the 65-pound cardstock. I do enjoy using this one, but my favorite brand is Bazzil, Bazzil. But down below in the description, I'm going to leave the links of all my favorite cardstock. Also, the template does fit on an 8x11 and of course a 12x12 cardstock. You're going to need your metallics and your glitters. It doesn't matter the brand and whatever you want to use. My favorite brand of metallics is the Kodamaa brand. It comes in silver and gold. And also I have found a good rose gold on Amazon as well. You can use 8x11 or the 12x12. And you have also at Michael's, they have a variety pack of the metallic cardstock that you can use. And like I said, your glitter cardstock if you want to use glitter. You are going to need acetate. Now, make sure that the acetate that you use is thick enough because of the score marks. If you don't use thick acetate, it's going to rip when you fold it. I'm going to leave the link down below of the one that I'm using. This is kind of, they don't even call this one acetate. They call this a stencil paper. So it's very thick, all right? So you need to make sure, because when you fold it, it should not be ripping, okay? It can take that fold. So make sure that it's very thick. And again, I'm going to leave down below the link of the one that I'm going to be using. If you don't have a printer, I highly recommend going to your local craft store and buying decorative paper pads. They have a variety of them. It comes in different colors. It even has like foils. Some of them have texture, and you can use this for any template, for any party favors if you don't have a printer at home. And they come in hands. And even if you don't want, even if you have a printer and you don't want to print, go ahead and get your paper pads. Clear twist ties for you to hold the rolls in place in the holder. If you don't want to use these, you can use a small ribbon to tie on it, a ball chain if you want to add a tag. You could do whatever, but I will be using the clear twist ties. Of course, your adhesive, any kind of glue of your choice. And I am going to be using double-sided tape to put on my acetate to adhere to the cardstock, and my own brand of glue. But I'm going to leave a link down below of another glue that I recommend because I no longer sell my glue, okay? And if I miss any other supplies, I will mention it throughout the video. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is head on over to my website, andrinaskreations.com. Go ahead and search the AK Rose Holder template. Of course, like I already said, the link will be down below to direct you specifically to this template. Then make sure that you always read the description. This template comes with 4 SVG templates, which is the one that is going to be for Cricut. It's going to have 4 silhouette files for silhouette. And then it also says make sure that you know how to use Cricut Design Space. The template is going to come with measurements for Cricut, and no part of this file may be reproduced, shared, or sold. I reserve the rights to this template, meaning that when you purchase this template, you cannot share or resell the template, but you are able to make as many of this physical items and sell as many as you would like. After you read everything here, you're going to go ahead and click add to the cart. You're going to go ahead and read all this. Basically, it's almost the same thing again. Please be aware that this is a digital file template. You will be receiving an instant download to the email you provide. Make sure to add the correct email. If by mistake you add the incorrect email, just go ahead and click the chat button and I will be able to help you and fix your email. As soon as you make a payment, the instant download will go directly to the email that you provided. If you do not see it, make sure that you check your junk or spam folder. All right, after you read all this and you click I understand, it's going to go directly to your cart. Now, you cannot make no purchases on my website unless you have an account. It's just a personal preference. So if you don't have an account on my website, you will not be able to purchase. So as soon as you make a purchase, you're going to receive a digital download link that's going to look exactly like this. As soon as you receive this, what you're going to do is just click on download now. Now I do have a Windows computer, so my stuff is going to look just like this. If you are using a Mac to decompress or unzip a folder, however you want to say it, you have to double click to extract that folder. What I mean is, as you can see, the folder has a zipper. You need to open the zipper to see everything that the folder has inside. Remember, this has around 8 to 9 files. Well, it has 9 files in here that you need to open up, okay? Like I said, for Mac, you had to double click. I am using a Windows computer, so I am not going to click here where it says open file. I'm going to click here where it has the folder. I'm going to click on there. And the reason why I say do that is because once you extract it, you need to make sure exactly where you put these files at. So when you're ready to put them inside of Cricut Design Space, you know exactly where they are at. So while that folder is selected, I'm going to go ahead and click right here where it says extract all, meaning I want to go ahead and open that zipper. I'm going to click extract all. I'm not going to click here where it says extract, because if I click extract, I might not know what folder it exactly extracted to. I want to make sure I know the folder it went. So I'm going to click here where it says browse. Then I'm going to go ahead and select my USB, my hard drive, my external hard drive. I highly recommend investing in an external hard drive so you don't congest and fill up your computer or your laptop, your iPad, whatever you're using. So I'm going to click here on my external hard drive, and then I'm going to go ahead and locate the folder that I know I'm going to be able to find, and I know the templates here. So I have a folder named Andrina's Creations template. If you don't have a folder created, the way that you do it is while you're inside whatever part of your computer that you want to say this. If you click on the external hard drive, you're going to click on right click on new, click on folder, and it's going to create a new folder and you're going to name it. I don't have to do that because I already have a folder, and as you can see, this is the way that I stay organized. I have a folder for everything, so I know exactly where it's going to go. So like I said, I have a folder here that's named Andrina's Creations template. I'm going to select that, and inside of this folder, I'm going to create another folder that I'm going to name it the rose holder. So I'm going to right click, new, folder, name it the AK rose holder. Double click on it so I'm inside of that folder. As you can see here, I'm inside of the AK template folder, and the AK template folder has a folder named AK rose holder. Then here I'm going to select where it says select folder, and now I'm going to click on extract. As you can see here, it says where it's going to go ahead and extract. Okay, so I'm going to click here, extract. And as soon as I extracted it, now you see all the files that this folder contained. Like I said, it came with 4 SVGs and 4 silhouette files and the terms of use and license of my templates. Now, depending on what you have installed in your computer, like if you have the Creative Cloud, Photoshop, and so on, your symbols might look different than mine, but this is my symbol, how it looks on my end of the SVG. A lot of people get confused and be like, well, I didn't receive an SVG because it says Microsoft Edge. That is your SVG. I even put it on the name of the template here. It says AK Rose Holder 1 SVG, AK Rose Holder 2 SVG. So that is your SVG that you are going to be able to use in Cricut Design Space, okay? Now, another thing that I see that people do is as soon as it's extract, they'll be like, okay, I want to use the template. They go ahead and double click on the file, and this is what happens. So I get a tons of emails or questions like, hey, the template doesn't look right, or the template looks blank, or the template is cut off. So when you go ahead and double click a template just like this, it's not going to open in Cricut. As you can see, it opened up a web browser. This is not how you open files using Cricut Design Space, okay? So do not double click on a file and automatically expect it to open in Cricut Design Space, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and exit that out. Remember, I already have everything extracted. It's right here, all right? It's on my file folder. I went to the folder. This is it. So now you need to go ahead and open up Cricut Design Space. When you are inside of your canvas in Cricut Design Space, now you need to go to upload, upload image, And right here it says drag a file here or browse it. So there's two ways. You can go ahead and browse or drag the file. I'm going to just drag it in there because I already have the file open. Let's go ahead and exit that one. I already have the file folder open. So let's say I want to use the AK Rose Holder 1, the SVG. I'm going to select it and drag it into Cricut Design Space. As you can see, it uploaded. It's going to say, wow, this file is large. Don't worry about that. Go ahead and click on continue. You can go ahead and name it, but it's already named the AK Rose Holder number 1, the SVG. And you're going to go ahead and click on upload. Now, another concern that I always get is I can't see the file. I don't know where the template is or whatever when you upload it. So right here, you have the zoom in and the zoom out button right here on your bottom left corner. You can go ahead and zoom out, and then you can also move your stuff so you're able to see it, okay? So I'm going to select my entire template and put it in the middle. I am going to go ahead and right click it and ungroup the template. It's right here in the instructions, all right? And I'm going to move these measurements to the side. I'm going to go ahead and make that bigger. It says, Cricut users, move these words to the side. Select the template only, not these words, template only. So I'm going to go right here and select the template only, not the words. I'm going to go up here to my width and height and enter these measurements that I gave you. So I'm going to go right here on my width, select everything and type those measurements. Enter. And then because it is locked up here, I'm going to see if the height adjusted. So 11.148. It did adjust. If by any means it did not adjust correctly, just go ahead and unlock it right here and put exactly the measurements that I gave you. All right. Now you no longer need these measurements no more. So select it and click delete on the keyboard. You're going to be doing the same thing with holder 1, 2, and 3. All right. So that's holder 1. Holder 2 and holder 3. Because holder 3 is a little bit bigger, just go ahead and zoom out a little bit more so you're able to see everything. Let's go ahead and move that more to the side. And everything is sized correctly. If you can't see those measurements, just go ahead and put them bigger. Like I said, once you put everything to the size that you need, you no longer need those measurements. So go ahead and delete. Holder 2, delete. Now the way that you see me going back and forth to each template is because I just opened a window for each template. You don't need to do that unless you have multiple cutting machines and you want to cut a different item in each machine. That is the way that you will use multiple Cricut machines. You will open different windows. The reason why I have multiple windows right now is so I could just go back and forth from each template. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So let's go back to template 1. Let me explain what each piece is. The pink piece is the main base where you're going to glue everything on top. The gray piece is your acetate piece that you are going to glue on top of the pink piece right here. The teal piece is the one that you're going to cut out of the glitter or metallic, and your lavender piece is where you're going to be using your decorative cardstock, your paper pads. If you don't want a decoration, you can really leave it just like that, a solid color, or you can do a print and cut and add your own design to it and do the method of print and cut. All right. Before you do anything else, I need you to attach anything that has a score mark. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so I can show you. The way that my templates are, my score marks already come on the template. So you don't even need a scoring tool. I do know that Cricut does offer a scoring tool. If you want to use a scoring tool, you will have to change these score marks. The way that these score marks are, you're going to use your regular blade. You don't need to add no other tool. And your blade is going to cut, skip, cut, and skip. And it's going to do these little dashes. If you don't like that, like I said, you will have to change that to the score lines. All right. So what you need to do first is you need to attach these score marks. And what I mean is, if you leave the template just like this, you're ready to go ahead and cut it out of every single color cardstock. You go up here to make it, and I don't want to save it. You're going to go here to make it. You're going to see that those score marks are going to cut out separately, not with the template. As you can see, you see how they're separate? You don't want that. So let's go ahead and cancel. The first thing you need to do is select it and click down here on your bottom right corner and click on attach. Now, because they are attached and I go back to make it, you're going to see your score marks are attached. I'm going to go ahead and click on cancel, and you're going to go ahead, regardless of which holder you're going to use, you need to make sure that you attach those score marks, okay? So I'm going to go back to holder 2, holder 3, and attach those score marks. All right. All right. Now, if you're just going to be cutting out everything out of regular solid cardstock, you're not going to be doing a print and cut. This is ready to go ahead and cut it out. Leave it just like this. Like I said, it doesn't even matter the color of the template here. It matters the color cardstock that you load to your mat. So just because this is pink doesn't mean that you have to load a pink cardstock to your mat. Hopefully that makes sense. This is ready to cut already. You're going to go ahead and cut it out, and then you're going to glue it together. Like I said, you go ahead to make it, and you see everything is put into its own mat. Now, I do want to point this out. Let me go back because I know a lot of people do get confused with this. If I click on the first piece, you will see that it says 10. The height of this is 10.825, meaning that it still fits on an 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. All right. Cricut sometimes doesn't want to let you use that cardstock, but you can still load an 8.5 by 11 cardstock to your mat and it's still going to cut, okay? Don't let that worry you. Every single piece, if you click on it, it's going to fit on an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Let me go ahead back to make it so I can explain that. If I click on the second one, let's click on the main one, which is the pink piece. As you can see, it has it here, material size 12 by 12. You don't need to put a 12 by 12 cardstock, okay? If you click on the template and you see right here, it's still right at the 11 inch mark. Right there, it's going to cut. And if I go ahead and change the material size to 8.3 by 11.7, like I said, you will click on it and you will see it's still right there. But if you want more to make sure, go ahead and rotate that main piece right here and bring it up. And now look, it's right at the 10 inch mark. It's going to fit on the 8 by 11 paper, okay? If you go ahead and repeat the same steps for the teal piece, material size, put it up, let's say 8.3 by 11.7. Go ahead and rotate that. Like I said, I guarantee you it's going to fit on an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. All right, let's go ahead and cancel that out. And it's the same thing with holder number 2. Same exact thing. I'm not going to save it. If I click on the first piece, change the material size because I want to use an 8.5 by 11, and just go ahead and rotate this. Bring it up. You see it's right on top of the 11 inch. Even though I selected an 8.5 by 14 paper, Cricut is not going to know that you uploaded a 8.5 by 11 cardstock, okay? Don't worry about that. Just load up your regular cardstock and it's going to cut. And it's the same thing for everything. Holder number 3, same thing. Go to make it. Because these are, the holder number 3 is bigger than all the rest. So this is the acetate paper is saying like, nah, you need to use a 12 by 24. I do not. I can go ahead and even put this on an 8.5 by 14. And like I said, I can go ahead and rotate this and boom, on your acetate paper. Even though I am going to be using a 12 by 12 acetate, I could still put it, you know, like I said. And if you look at the measurements right here, you see it's right under the 12 inch mark. You see that's going to fit. So if I go ahead to this piece as well, I don't want to use a material of 12 by 24. Let's put it the smaller size. I'll rotate it. Now you not wanting to rotate, sir. Okay, there you go. You see what I'm saying? It's right under. I can keep on rotating. It's right at the 11-inch mark. Bring it up. And like I said, look, it's not even touching the 11-inch mark. If you look at it, this is 11 inches right there. You see, you still have some room. Load up that 8.5 by 11. You could do the same thing for all of them. All right, let's go ahead and cancel. Let's go back to holder number 1. If you want to do a print and cut, all right, as you can see, the size of the layer that you're going to do a print and cut is 3.88 by 10.574. Yeah, all know Cricut gives you a printing limitation. I'm speaking more for the people that only have an 8.5 by 11 printer. Have a large format printer, this does not pertain to you, because if you're going to do a print and cut with this, you're able to use your large format printer and use a bigger paper because of the printing limitations of Cricut. And I'm going to show you everything that I mean. So if I will go ahead and put a design on this, I'm going to show you where exactly I get my digital papers from. I use Creative Fabrica. This is a monthly membership. You do not have to do the membership if you don't want to. You could pay individually for each item that you want. But if you do want to go ahead and try it out, I will leave the link down below. You can go ahead and try it out for the first month for only $1, and you can cancel at any time. But I will be using today this Mother's Day pattern. I'll be using the kitty pattern and the graduation pattern as well. And the font that I'm going to be using later on for the roses is called Barbie. Now, I honestly don't remember which Barbie font I downloaded, but like I said, there's many here, and this has tons and tons of fonts that you can use here as well. All right, so after I downloaded, the same way that I downloaded my template is the same way that you download from Creative Fabrica. Because I paid the membership, everything that I look up, it says download. It doesn't say pay because, like I said, I pay the membership. And you can also pay the yearly. So I pay yearly. I don't pay monthly. Okay, so you're going to click on download. You're going to receive that folder. You extract the folder. Make sure that you have a folder that you know where it's going to go. Like I have a Mother's Day folder and this one in there. After you download and extract, now you go back inside of Cricut Design Space. And you're going to go ahead and click on upload. Click on upload image, go to browse, and go ahead and locate that folder that you saved that pattern to. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the pattern, click on open, click on continue, click on apply and continue. I'm not going to click on it. I just want a flat graphic. So I'm going to select this one and click on continue. I also want to point out, I do not pay for Cricut Access. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on upload. And then your paper is right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring that down to make it smaller because it came out pretty big. And you have your paper right here. Okay. The way that you will put this pattern into the template is you're going to go ahead. I'm going to send that to the back so I'm able to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to bring this a little bit bigger. Place it exactly where you want it to be. I'm going to select here on my screen, drag my mouse and select both, which you can see here. You have the lavender piece selected and your pattern. And then I'm going to click here where it says slice on your bottom right corner. I'm going to move this template to the side, click delete on my keyboard, move this piece to the side, and as you can see, you have your piece right here. So this is now considered a print and cut. You need a printer to print this, and then your machine is going to cut it. As you can see here, it says print then cut. This is what it is, right? Like I said, Cricut Design Space gives you printing limitations, and this is specifically for my ladies or gentlemen that have an 8.5 by 11. So if I go ahead and make it, and this is a print and cut, as you can see here, is not going to allow you to use an 8.5 by 11 paper. It will let you use an 8.5 by 14 paper, which the majority of the printers that are even the 8.5 regular size will allow you to use a 8.5 by 14 paper, okay? And this goes to the same thing with rose holder number 2. I'm going to go ahead and bring the image. You're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps. I'm going to go ahead and send this to the back so I can see what I'm doing. Put your piece there. Make this a tad bit smaller. I'm going to select here, select them both, and click on slice. Then move that to the side. Delete that one. And this is the piece that you're going to print and cut. If I go ahead and create Make It, this one's gonna say 11 by 17. I could put it on 11 by 14 paper, and I can even go ahead and put it like that, you know, it fits there. Now for rose holder number 3, because it is bigger, let me go ahead and make that like that. Right click, send this to the back. Select everything and slice. Move this, delete that, and move this. Now, the piece that's going to print and cut for holder number 3 is 11.434. So it's actually bigger than an 11-inch. So for holder number 3, for those that have only a small printer, if your printer allows to print on an 8.5 by 14, then you're good. So if I go ahead and click Make It, and 8.5 by 14, boom. If your printer allows it, okay? So you're going to say, what about the people that don't have a printer that prints up to 8.5 by 14? What can we do? Like, our printer only prints 8.5 by 11, so that means I can't use my own design. I'm going to show you a trick. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on cancel. For the trick that I'm about to show you, you're going to need another software like Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Canva, whatever you want. Another software that you are able to print without registration marks, and you're able to print borderless and a full sheet, again, without registration marks. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be printing out your own design, and you're going to be using that like your own decorative cardstock. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll be using Silhouette Studio because this is the software that I use. And you're going to go ahead and bring in the pattern, the digital pattern that you want to use. Now, let me tell you, Silhouette Studio is free. You do not need to have a cutting machine to use the software. Just go straight to Silhouette America, download the basic edition. I have tons of videos. Download the basic edition and go ahead and start using it, okay? You don't have to use registration marks to print from Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the pattern. So I'm going to click on the pattern that I'm going to be using, bring it into Silhouette and drag it in there, okay? I'm going to go ahead and click on my pattern. The way that you zoom out and in from Silhouette Studio, the magnifying glass is up here, zoom out, zoom in like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and size my digital pattern to 8.5 by 11. So right here, while I selected the width, I'm going to type 8.5 and enter. And then the height, I'm going to change it to 11 and enter. Okay, let me go ahead and zoom in. Now my canvas also needs to be 8.5 by 11. So right here on my right is a piece of paper that looks like on my right, there's an icon called the page setup. It looks like a piece of paper. On your media size, change it to 8 by 11. Maybe when you open the Silhouette, it might be on 12 by 12. So make sure you change that to 8.5 by 11. You're going to select it. On your right, you're going to click on the transform icon and center that, all right? So anything that you have in the canvas is what's going to print or what's going to cut if you own the machine, all right? Now, If your software looks different than mine, I am still on version 4.4895. Y'all all know that I teach Silhouette Studio, but this is not a Silhouette Studio tutorial. This is just to show you how to print from here. So my stuff is in here. I'm gonna go ahead and exit that out, and you're gonna go all the way to your top left corner, click on the printer, click on print, click on the printer that you're going to be using. I'll be using an EcoTank 16600. Click on preferences. The paper source, I'm going to click on paper tray because I like to print from the back. My document size 8x11. I want this to be borderless. I'm going to click OK. My paper type, I wanted to print a premium presentation paper matte. I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to go ahead and print this out. Once this prints, you're going to have your own decorative cardstock. All right. So once you print this out, you're going to go ahead and put this paper that you just printed on the Cricut mat. And then let's go back to Cricut. You're going to go ahead and put that in the Cricut mat. And you're going to go ahead, when you're ready to cut this piece out, instead of putting a solid cardstock on that mat, you're going to put the paper that we just printed. So let's go ahead and delete this really quick. And when I go ahead and make it, and I'm ready to go ahead and do this piece, like I said, I am using an 8x11 paper. Let's just put 8.5x14. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. And as you can see, if you look right there, let's bring that up. Let's rotate that a bit more because it has to be right. Make sure that you're rotating it good so you can see it is right on top of the 11 inch, not on the 11 inch. It has to be up here because you're going to be printing on the 8.5x11 because that is the size printer that you have. Okay, as you can see, it's up here right on top of the 11 inch, and you're going to do a regular basic cut. This is not a print and cut because you already have that decorative cardstock that you just printed. Okay, at least one of your images below is larger than 11.5. Yeah. So all you have to do, like I said, is keep on rotating this stuff so it fits on the 8.5x11. Can you rotate? I promise y'all, I don't know how y'all be using Cricut because, woo, child. Keep rotating little by little, okay? Because it's going to fit. You see, it's right on top of the 11-inch mark, all right? And it's going to cut. Even if, let's put it a little bit bigger. Even if I put it on the, let's say 11x17. It doesn't matter. Like, remember I told you at the beginning, it doesn't matter the material size you have here. As long as you make sure that you put it correct up here. And it is right above that 11-inch mark. And you stop at the 8.5 mark. Because remember, that is the size that you're going to be putting. So this is the 8.5 mark. Make sure that's on the 8x11. And you're going to go ahead and cut it out. And if you click on it, you can see it's 11.684. But for the regular basic cuts, go ahead if you want to. Also, if you don't want to be rotating, you can go ahead and use your regular 12x12 cardstock if you want. But like I said, they do fit on an 8.5x11. And for my acetate paper, I am going to be using a 12x12 acetate, all right? So that's all that. Those tips for that. So now let's go ahead and make the actual rows. I'm going to go ahead back to holder number 1, but it's the same thing for everything. Let me go ahead and delete that really quick. Let me zoom out. And the same way, so you know your template came with the rows as well. It came with the rows template SVG. You're going to use your the SVG, of course. You're going to go ahead and upload that to Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to upload it to the same document that I'm using right here. I don't want to open a new one. I want to use it right here. So I'm going to go to upload, and I had already uploaded it, so it's actually right here. Add to Canva. add to canvas, and your rose is up. Oops, don't do that. Let's move it here to the side. I'm gonna make it bigger from pulling from one corner just so I can see. You're gonna go ahead and right click and ungroup the template. Move the measurements to the side. Only select the rows. Wait, I need to make this bigger because I can't see. Only select the rows and add those measurements there. Make sure the height matches as well. And if it does, go ahead and select the measurements, click delete on your keyboard. And now this is your rows, okay? Go ahead and right click and, is it ungroup? Yeah, it's already ungrouped. All right. So this is the first layer, second layer, third layer, and this is the colors that you're going to be cutting out of depending on the color rows that you want. All right. So to make sure that you make the name to fit your holder, make sure that you use your holder to know exactly how big you're going to be making your name. All right. So let's go ahead and move these to the side. I don't need this. I need this part. So I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. Just like that. Now my rows, let's go ahead and type the name first. Like I told you at the beginning, I am using the font Barbie. So you're going to click here on text. Let me make this a bit bigger. I'm going to double click it and I'm going to type a name. All right, and then right here where it says fonts, you can click on it. And I'm going to go where it says system, not the Cricut fonts, systems. The system means these are the fonts that I own. And I clicked on Barbie because I have already installed. And then that's it. That's basically it, right? All right. I am going to go ahead and change this to the color white right here in operations. The colors are right here. I'm going to go ahead and change that to the color white and I'm going to zoom in. When you use a script font, you can see that these words or letters are not welded together. So when you go ahead and cut this out, the R is going to cut out right here. The I is going to cut out right here and so on. So they're not welded together. All right. But before that, I am going to do one extra step. I don't like how far my A is from my R. So I'm going to click on this font, right click and ungroup it. On the A, and I'm going to click on my arrow key to go to my right to get a little bit closer to that R. Just like that. All right. Now, I don't like how thin my font is, and also I need to weld this together. Like I told you, it's not connected. So I'm going to select everything, not that rose up there. So let me zoom out. I need to move this. All right. I'm only going to select my fonts. Here on my bottom right corner where it says combined, I'm going to click on weld. Once I welded everything together, you're going to see the R goes into the I, the A goes into the N, and so on. Also, I do notice sometimes when I use a script font, it is too thin for my liking, and sometimes your machines have trouble cutting them out. And then I'm going to come up here where it says offset, and my offset, I'm going to go ahead down to 0.010, just a tad bit. That's how big I want it, and I'm going to click on apply. And then I'm going to move these, and as you can see, this one is thicker than this one. I no longer need this one because I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use the thicker one. Now, as you can see, the rows that I provided in the template has 3 layers. So first layer is going to go here. You need a second layer and you need a third layer. And the right measurements to match the flower is you're going to create an offset. And I'm going to tell you the number of the offset that I use. You need 2 more layers, okay? You need one for the teal. You need one for the pink. So while my font is selected, I'm going to come back up here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to go back up here and click on offset. So I'm going to click on 0.050. I'm going to click on apply. And then I'm going to go ahead and change that to the teal color. And then I'm going to go back to offset. Make a third, click on apply. And I'm going to change that to pink. All right. So those are my 3 offsets, as you can see. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and group everything together just so I can move it as one for now. I'm going to group everything together and I'm able to move it as one, okay? So I got 1 layer for the purple, which is the black, the teal, and the pink, all right? Now your rows, go ahead and select all 3 layers. You're going to go up here where it says align, and I'm going to click on center, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and click on the lavender piece and color it the color black so you can see it better. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this name somewhere here. Now this, I'm going to use it so I know exactly how big the name is going to be, all right? Oops, sorry. Undo. Let me go ahead and I'm going to select my rows, only the rows. And move the rows. As you can see, this has 2 holes that this has to align right here with the holes that go right here on your rows. So I'm going to go ahead and align it where I see. Let me go ahead and bring this up and zoom in. Move the rows until I see right there. You see those 2 holes? This is how you're going to hold the rows to the template. Make sure that everything's aligned good there. And you can see them 2 holes, all right? So you know your rows is going to go there exactly, okay? Now go ahead and grab your name. It is grouped for now. And then you're going to go ahead and bring your name to the center. And this is what I mean of using this to know exactly how big your name is. As you can see, this name is too big that it's coming out of it. Then it's not going to fit. So select your name while everything is grouped. And you're going to, from the corners, you're going to go ahead and make that smaller. And make sure the name is fitting there. You can even rotate it just a tad bit if you want. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and ungroup the name only. Click on the name and ungroup it so all the layers are separate. And now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna click on the pink piece. If it's better for you, you can go ahead and check the pieces here. So I need the pink piece. I need the pink piece of the name, and I also need the teal piece of the name. That's why I colored it, and the teal piece. And while those 3 are selected, I'm going, oops, undo. Okay, pink piece, hold the shift key, hold the pink piece and the teal piece, and I'm okay, while those 3 are selected, I am going to go ahead and send it to the back. I'm going to send that to the back. Okay, so I did it wrong. So I need to make sure it's only the pink piece. The pink piece, the holder, hold my shift key, the pink offset and the teal offset, right click, send it to the back. All right, so it's actually now, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the pink offset, the blue offset, right click, and send it to the back so I could just see the black name. Then I'm also going to click on the pink piece, make sure that's selected, right click, and send that to the back as well. Hopefully that made sense right there. As you can see how the name looks there. And now you need to fix the name that it matches the black. As you can see, the S is getting cut off. So because the teal piece and the pink piece is in the back, go ahead and only select the name. So the black name, hold your shift key, and both of the offsets, because you need to make sure that you're moving them together. All right, only the name, only select the name. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller too. I only have the name selected. And you want it to look nice, okay? All right, so I think that's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and move this. Sorry, no. If you don't know what you're touching, go ahead, and I need this pink piece, and I'm able to move it. All right, let me go ahead and zoom out. I no longer need that. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So right now, all I need is the black part of the rose, the front part of the rose. You can go right here on your right so you can select it better. So the black part of the rose, the front piece, hold my shift key, and I need the black name, right? And then while those two are selected, the name and the black piece in the front, I'm going to go here where it says combine, and I'm going to click on weld. And now I will move that. This is welded together, all right? I do want to point out, because the name is a script font and the A is not touching the R, these two pieces will cut separate. So this piece will cut separate with the A, and then this piece right here will cut with this part of the rose, and then the hearts will be separate as well. All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I need this pink piece right here, needs to right click and send that to the back. All right, now I need to click on the teal piece of the rose, hold my shift key, and the teal name. Do I have both selected? You just verify over here. All right, go to combine and weld together, and now that's one piece. You can go ahead and select everything here. Oop, nope, make sure you don't move it. Oops, let me just select it here. The pink piece, hold your shift key, and the pink offset selected, go here to combine and weld together. All right, so this is how I'm gonna cut it. Because I do want my rose to cut to be thicker, let me go ahead and rotate this. I'm going to be cutting this part right here 4 times. So I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm actually going to rotate this. And these 3 pieces do fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now, the reason why I'm cutting it out 4 pieces, like I said, I want it thicker, but I'm going to cut 3 pieces out of solid cardstock. Then the 4th one, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out of glitter cardstock to put on top of here. I learned this layering technique from TJ's Magic Touch. Go ahead and check out her channel. She does beautiful moms and lace, and when she does her cutouts, she layers a lot of cardstock on top of each other, and it gives it a very thick look, and I do love that look. Like I said, 3 of them I'm going to cut out of solid cardstock. This piece right here, I'm going to cut out of glitter. Now this one, I'm going to cut it out as well, 3 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. And these 3 pieces also fit on an 8 by 11. And I'm going to be cutting this out of metallic gold cardstock to go on top, only 1 piece. And like I said, this is the piece that goes inside It goes in the back of this black piece here to know the color of the rose that you want. So if you want like a pink rose, you cut it out of pink glitter. You want the leaves to be green, cut it out of a green glitter or whatever. Let's say you want a design on this rose as well. You're gonna go ahead and slice a background into the rose, exactly how I'll show you guys how to slice an image here to put it on your rose. Let's say you're doing this for graduation, right? Let's go ahead to upload. Let me show you really quick with this what I mean. Let's go to upload this, make this smaller. You can go ahead, right click, send this to the back. But this will be considered a print and cut if you put this design on there. Or like I said, you can go ahead and use your decorative cardstock and so on. You're going to select these both, go here to slice. And now you have this here, right click and send to the back. And that's how your rose is going to look. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that. That's how your rose is going to look. But let's say you're doing this for another thing and then you want like a picture or anything in there. You can go ahead and I'm just going to go to Google really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and grab an image, graduation image, click on it. I'm going to go to Cricut, click on upload, upload image. You see how it says drag. So let's go back to Google and I'm going to drag that image into Cricut. Go to continue, apply, flat graphic, continue, upload. And it's going to be the same thing. Let's go ahead and send this to the back. Let's see. All right. Select both and slice. Right click, send to the back, and now you will have an image to go on your rose. All right, go ahead and delete that. Okay, just like that. All right, hopefully all that helped, and that will be it. Okay, now for Cricut, depending on the color that you have on your screen, that is the color of the mat is gonna go to. Okay, so let's say you're gonna be cutting this piece out of gold. Go ahead and color that orange so you can know. This is also gonna be cutting out of gold. Let's say I want to leave that color, that color. All these pieces, I know one piece here I'm gonna be cutting out of glitter cardstock, so let's color another orange. Let's color that orange. All these pieces, let's say I'm gonna cut it out of black. And this is the main piece. I'm gonna leave it like a pinkish color. No, because then that's gonna cut with that. So let's change this to a more pink color like that, because that's gonna be by itself. Let's go ahead and rotate that. So this is the first piece that I'm gonna cut gold. I am going to be doing a print and cut with this piece, so that's gonna have the image. But like I said, you can do that method that I showed you at the beginning. That's gonna be the print and cut. That's gonna be your acetate. This is the first layer, so I do want to match it with this. So that's gonna be like a, let's put it on a different color though. Let's put it this color. And yeah, so okay, so now you go ahead and make it. Acetate, boom. Let's see the color ones. It does fit on an 8.5 by 11, like I said, right? And all you have to do is rotate this one, even though I have rotated already, but put it here. And as you can see, it was giving you 3 mats. You don't want that. Click on this, right click, or click on this right here, click on this, move object to a different mat, click on confirm. It's gonna come up here and boom. See, all 3 fit on an 8 by 11 cardstock. Don't let Cricut fool y'all. All right, All three fit there. Same thing you're gonna do. Well, that's one piece. This was the other piece. Again, change it to 8 by 11. Not them, not letting y'all change not that to 8 by, it does fit though, y'all. All right, see, there's another mat up here. Move that up. Move object to the other mat. Click on confirm. Let me go ahead and rotate this one. And it will fit on 8 by 11. I'm just showing you guys that all this fits on 8 by 11, but by all means, you can use a 12 by 12 cardstock. All right. After you have everything how it goes, whatever, you're gonna go ahead and click on continue. Start putting your cardstock into the mat, on the mats. Right here, you need to make sure that you go ahead and put the machine that you're going to be using. I'm gonna be using my Cricut Explorer. And I do like to cut everything on poster board setting because I am using thicker cardstock. All right. After you are done cutting everything out, we're going to go ahead and glue this together. I hope this video explained everything, but if you have any other questions, go ahead, feel free to comment down below. So let's go ahead and start gluing this holders and this rose together. Alright, so here I'm showing you how it looks when I print it on regular paper, just 8 by 11. It looks just like decorative cardstock, and all you have to do is load it to the mat and do your regular basic cuts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with holder number 1. First thing is you have to fold the score marks. On those tabs, I'm going to add double-sided tape. Now, the thing about double-sided tape is if you're not so good on aligning, I highly do not recommend using double-sided tape and use regular liquid glue. I recommend 3-in-1 Beacons glue for acetate paper. Then you have to align this acetate with the bottom of the holder. Once that is adhered, you're going to go ahead and glue layer 1 and glue layer 2. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same steps with holder number 2. Fold your score marks, adhere your acetate, adhere layer 1 and layer 2. Now let's go ahead and do holder number 3. It's going to be the same exact thing. First put your acetate, then layer 1 and layer 2. Now let's go ahead and start gluing all your layers for your rose. Remember, I did 4 for the first layer, then I did 3 for the second, and then I'm gluing my metallic, and that's all. I am going to be using some of TJ's Magic Touch tweezers for my smaller parts. And like I said, I'm using my own brand of glue, but I'll leave another glue down below in the description. Always check the description box for all the supplies. Now you're going to go ahead and put your roses on your holder. As you can see, this one, I made the name too thin. That's why it's bending over. So make sure that your name is not that thin, or the word that you added is not thin. I'm going to go ahead and secure it with a clear twist tie. If you do not want to use a twist tie, go ahead and use a ball chain. I'll put a picture here. And if you have purchased my clear gift bag template before, you know that I offer 3 gift tags on that template. So you can use those gift tags with the rose exactly where I'm putting the twist ties at. Remember that if you buy multiple templates, you can combine templates with each other. All right, you guys made it all the way to the end. To let me know that you guys made it all the way to the end, comment down below a green heart emoji. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload new videos. Also, go ahead and join my free Facebook group. It's called Andrina's Creations Crafting Lounge. You must answer all 3 questions to get approved. I do want to point something out. I understand that everybody uses this software differently. So if I did something not the way that you do it, that is perfectly fine. There is no right or wrong way on using any software. I also want to point out that I do understand that all of my tutorials are longer than what you're used to, but this is the way that I like to teach. I hope that everyone's having a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.